Hey everybody, it's Cowbell, and today I'm going to be talking about the different types of creatures that you can be. This is land, sea, semi-aquatic gliders, and all-terrain, and that is basically it, because I already did a flyer one. So right here you got an example of an land creature. Land creatures can only be walking on the land. They cannot swim. You can tell if something's a land creature if you try to press and hold shift in the water, and it does not swim fast, then you definitely have a land creature there. And you should get out of the water fast or you're going to drown. There are all different types of land creatures, different tiers, which I'll be mentioning later in this video. But this is a good example of a land creature. Land creatures are normally played by a lot of players. Alright, this next creature right here is known as a glider. Gliders are not the same as flyers. Gliders will glide and not fly. You press spacebar for them to boost up into the air and glide in the air. But every time you use spacebar, you are going to lose a lot of stamina when it comes to gliders. So once again, gliders are different from flyers. They are not the same. Make sure that you know that, because it is easy to confuse a flyer with a glider if you do not know what the difference is. Remember that gliders will only glide and flyers will actually flap their wings and fly. And off the glider goes. This next creature here is known as a semi-aquatic. Semi-aquatics can be on land and in the ocean, so they can swim. The best way you can tell if a creature is a semi-aquatic is if you go in the water and you hold shift and the creature does swim fast, then that is definitely a semi-aquatic you got there. So this is a good example of a tier 5 semi-aquatic, the Kendall, which I'll be mentioning tiers again later in this video. Semi-aquatics, once again, like I said, swim and walk on land. They are not all-terrain though. All-terrain would be flying and swimming and walking on the land. And off he goes into the water. Alright, our next creature is actually an all-terrain. Perfect. All-terrain creatures can fly, they can walk on land, and they can swim. So that is a big definition of all-terrain. If you can fly, if you can swim, if you can walk on land, then you are definitely known as an all-terrain creature. The Jotunhell is a good example of an all-terrain creature. The Jotunhell can fly, he can also swim, and he can walk on land. This is a tier 5 carnivore. Yes, a tier 5 carnivore. So in this next part of the video, I'm going to be mentioning tiers, so don't worry about that. Now our last creature is the sea creature, which is right now walking on land. They're not supposed to be doing that, because if you walk on land, you will get beached. Sea creatures can only exist in the water, meaning that they can only swim in the water. If they try to get on the land, they will become beached, and you will die from not having water. So it's best for a sea creature to stay in the water. Many people will help sea creatures by picking them up out of the water and moving them to different locations on the map. So if you see a sea creature who wants to, move locations, it would be nice if you, pick them up and stuff. This is the Nemona. Really cute sea creature. Very tiny, but it's extremely adorable. You can't resist that cute face, honestly. It's too cute. Oh, angry face. Well, that's kind of depressing. Alright, so now I'm going to be mentioning in this video the different types of tiers. There are 5 tiers in total, tiers 1 through 5. Basically, depending on the tier, depends on how the creature will have enough health and stuff like that. So with your tier 1s, these are going to be your fast and nimble creatures. They usually have a lot of stamina due to them having to run away probably from, different types of creatures. So that is your tier 1. This right here is the Bizu, which is right in front of me. The Bizu is a tier 1 flyer. Really cute, really tiny. As you can see, very small. Not as big as the other creatures. Tier 1s are your smaller creatures. Again, tier 1s mostly have the most stamina. Due to them having to be so small and tiny, which makes them fast. So you can outrun most bigger creatures if you are a tier 1. However, I highly suggest being a bigger tier if you do not want to get killed. Tier 1s are usually hunted and killed almost immediately for easy prey. Now you got a tier 2. This Diacron is an example of a tier 2. They're bigger, but they're still fast, is what tier 2s are. This is a tier 2 carnivore. Very cute. This is actually a limited creature, which I will be mentioning in a later video. So that's the main difference between tiers 1s and tiers 2s. Tier 2s are just a bit bigger. Alright, so next right here, we have a tier 3. This tier 3, they're all-rounders. So they're all around pretty good. They're perfectly in the middle. If you're looking for a creature that's not too big, but is like big enough to be able to hold off on its own, I suggest being a tier 3. This is a tier 3 herbivore. This is the Gar Warden from the Halloween event, which I will mention the different creatures from different events in a later video. This is a tier 4. Once again, tier 4s, they're definitely bigger. Tier 4s are mostly solid. Tier 4s are, you know, not as big as tier 5s, that's for sure, but they're still really good at combat. If you want to play as a creature that's not like super big to where people will fear you like too much, but be a creature where you won't really be attacked by other creatures, I highly suggest being a tier 4. Our last tier is a tier 5. This is your big and tanky creatures. If you're looking for nobody to mess with you, I highly suggest being a tier 5. You will still get messed with for sure. This is a Lamako, big long neck dinosaur. He's really cute. And honestly, I love this skin. This skin is amazing. They did a really good job on this skin. So that's basically the differences between all the tiers. In the comments, describe which one is your favorite tier. Describe which is your favorite type of creature to play as. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for 120 subs. I'm very happy about that. You guys make me want to create more content, and it just is an amazing thing. Shout out to all the people who helped me make this video. Their names will be listed at the end of the video. Thank you so much.